At CubeCover, our mission has always been to make insurance accessible and seamless for everyone.
It's about building trust and creating meaningful impact in people's lives.
Our tech infrastructure is designed to provide seamless accessibility and unmatched digital experience.
CubeCover is redefining healthcare accessibility by offering tailored and affordable insurance to underserved communities.
These innovations underscore our commitment to simplifying insurance and delivering an exceptional digital experience to all our customers.
We are dedicated in ensuring every individual has access to healthcare, paving the way for a healthier and more secure future.
These services have impacted over 400,000 lives and counting, but this is just the beginning.
We are here to make insurance work for everyone, and we're just getting started.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think we should give CubeCover a round of applause once again. One of the things that you would find is that insurance penetration is quite low. And so we are looking for how can we leverage technology and innovation to better serve Nigerians. Looking at the conversation so far and why we are gathered here, there are a few topics that is being touched. Insurance, definitely. Digital. We have talked about accessibility, mobile, partnerships, financial inclusion as well. I want to touch on two. One is financial inclusion. And for me, financial inclusion is more than just giving people access to bank accounts. Amen. I like that people are laughing because so it's about equipping them with financial tools to protect and secure their livelihood, right? And you can see that from the testimonials. I like the tag, by the way, coverage on the phone. Insurance is a critical pillar for financial inclusion. It plays a vital role in shielding individuals and families from falling into poverty or even deeper when unexpected risks occur. In Africa, where mobile penetration is soaring, and it's great to see the major players within the telco space in the room today, mobile penetration presents an unparalleled opportunity to revolutionize how insurance is delivered, accessed, and experienced. This panel today, will be exploring some of these things and looking forward to a very interesting conversation. I'm going to kick off with Deji. First off, you just got your MBA. I don't know how many CEOs have MBA.
Yeah, plenty.
Okay. All right. I thought I'd use that one to yab you. From your experience, I'm happy that you mentioned this when you were speaking about the fact that, yes, you're launching the brand today, but this is a year in the work, right? So my first question would be, what has been your lesson driving this over the past year? And now that you're at the point where you want to push this out and say, we are heavily invested in it.
I think Samuel had already spoken about the surveys. And what we found is that people really want insurance protection. So that's one thing that we learned. So it's the idea that people are not using or buying insurance because they don't want it seems to be incorrect. We discovered that a lot more people want insurance. They want the protection, but there are several barriers for them to get that protection. So part of what we started working on was removing those barriers. What are the barriers to acquire insurance? Things must be very simple for an end user. Start working on the journey. Maybe 1 click, maybe 2 clicks, maybe 3 clicks. You should be able to purchase insurance. There's a serious barrier of payment. So you find people that are not interested in putting their card in a system. You find people that as of when they're about to commit, they're like, oh, no, I'm not sure. Those things we learned very much. We also learned a lot by working with our partners. Each of our channel partners, they have the peculiarities of their customers. So if you go to a mobile network operator, the customers of the MNO already have those peculiar ways that they acquire service. If you come to a fintech like PalmPay, for example, we also learned a lot from them in terms of how do they get their customers to buy. So every time we try to deploy the insurance, it was always important that simplicity was at the foundation of everything. And working towards removing all those barriers. Form filling is a gigantomous barrier, even for the people that are underserved and even for people like us. It's a huge barrier. You want to buy insurance, you have committed yourself, and then you see a form of 27 to 30 things to fill. So we started to look at how to interrelate databases. Just give me your phone number. You understand? And I'll do the rest for you. That's on the acquisition side. And on the claim side, it's almost the same. People buy insurance, but sometimes they don't even use it because, claiming is so difficult. And if the people don't get value from it, eventually they won't renew and the customer base comes down. So those are the things we learned. We had to make those adjustments and definitions so that we could drive the insurance.
Great. I'll go to Aisha, and I think it's perfect that I'm coming to you because of what that you mentioned now in terms of partners and the peculiarities in some of this channel. Telco, you're not insurance. And you agree with me that the way you operate and the way insurance is, there are different ends. My question would be, from your experience, because you're now playing within that space and working with partners like CubeCover, what are some of those challenges that you face in integrating some of these insurance solutions, especially looking at the fact that you want to drive this via mobile platforms? And when you look at those challenges, how are you sort of overcoming them?
First of all, Sam, CubeCover, thank you very much for having me here. Insurance is one of my pet peeves. And I was saying that I have a lot of blows to give to the insurance industry here, but fortunately, they didn't allow me speak. So we'll leave it at that. But CubeCover, Sam, well done, very well done. Team Empty, and please, when next we're meeting with our partners, I think you should allow them present so that our partners can see the sort of innovation, sort of thinking that we expect from them. Because to crack insurance, it's a big deal. I've been on this matter for a couple of years, actually. So very well done. Please give them a round of applause because they really deserve it. So we have been trying to work with the insurance industry for a very long time. And I guess some of the challenges that we experienced during that process is what has led to CubeCover. First of all, is customer awareness. Nigerians are just not aware of insurance. They just are not. And then trust comes in because I'm sure everyone has a story of how the insurance didn't cover. They didn't make the payout for the incident, whether it was health or motor or fire, whatever. Right? So that issue of customer awareness and transparency is a problem. We will work with CubeCover, right? No one knows the mass segment the way that telcos do because most of our customers are from the mass segment. So we will always try to work with the industry, the insurance industry, to explain how to address that particular target segment. So that's one of the first things. Data privacy is a big problem. Data privacy and protection is a big problem. Of course, we have a lot of customer data, but our customer information is obviously ours, and the insurance industry has its own customer information. We have to work together to know which elements of our databases, of our tables, can we use to protect the customer? What constitutes a data breach? The NDPR we work very closely with NDPR because of the amount of customer data that we need. So we need to be able to synthesize our requirements, that is the telco, and the industry requirements. Another problem that we have is, and I don't know how, I do know how CubeCover, I saw it just now, how CubeCover is trying to tackle that problem is diverse devices in the ecosystem. All right. Smartphone penetration on our network is about 48% thereabout. And the rest is feature phones. Feature phones are those balasa, the ones that can't do data. So what that immediately says, and even a lot of people that have smartphones, because the hand-me-down market for smartphones is getting bigger. So someone like me, I move to the next device, whatever it is, I give someone further down. So even that 48% smartphone coverage is not because people are using the features of the smartphone. They're not using data. This is a USSD SMS market. But guess what? We don't really understand USSD and SMS. We have a literacy problem in Nigeria. So when we're going to market, when the industry is going to market, you need to be aware of that. This is not a especially device literate market. So you need to take into consideration some of that knowledge, your customers are not going to understand. Don't forget that I already said customer awareness is a problem. And then using the devices, you need to be very careful. Data privacy, legal and regulatory. Yeah.
I thought you wouldn't mention that.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. In the MNOs, telcos were off the top of my head, I can think of 5. I cannot imagine how many there are for the insurance industry. So just let's say another 5. That's 10 regulatory agencies that we have to comply with. And then finally, legacy systems across board. You'll be surprised at how many, even the MNOs, we struggle with legacy systems. We've now been in Nigeria for going on 24 years, I think. So we do have old systems, right? And upgrading them to tackle customer awareness, the user journey, and so on and so forth is a big problem. So those are some of the challenges. Customer awareness. This is the biggest one, actually. Regulatory legacy systems are some of the challenges that we're seeing in this. But again, I have to thank CubeCover because they're doing most of the work, to be honest. They're making sure that the customers are aware. They're making sure that the devices are fit for purpose. They're making sure that the regulatory areas, they're covering them before they come to us. So it's really, really very easy to work. And that's why I'm really grateful to them for what they've done.
I discovered this awesome, amazing platform, CubeCover AI, and everything was simple.
I chatted with a doctor online and a prescription was sent to me.
Went to the nearest pharmacy to get my medication.
As I take it like this, I want to say everywhere where they pay me, disappear.
Our partnership with CubeCover has been an eye-opener for us. Today, customers can purchase micro-insurance on the PalmPay app.
And through our partnership with CubeCover, we are making insurance part of everyday life.
CubeCover.
Coverage on the go.
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 Yeah, great. So I come to Jumoke. From your experience, I've seen you from the banking space, insurance, and within insurance, you've done marketing, the asset management space as well. Now leading distribution with AXA Mansard. Safe to say that you understand the pulse of the customer. And when you look at insurance and where we are coming from, digital is not part of that conversation. But we see that a lot of things are changing, and you can see what is happening here today with some of the collaborations that have been bettered. On AXA's side, how does AXA approach this kind of digital distribution partnership? And why is it even a worthy thing to pursue as well?
Thank you so much, Damola. And congratulations again to CubeCover, and well done to the team. I think the first thing I want to say is that, yes, you are right that historically, digital is not a core part of insurance, particularly in Nigeria. However, we recognize this very early, or early enough, I would say. So at AXA Mansard, for instance, from 2017, we rolled out a fully digital strategy, a digital strategy. So currently what we run is a digital strategy. So from 2017, we hired the right team, we put in capabilities in place. And today we have a transaction website where you are able to purchase insurance end to end. So, it's very, very core and fundamental to growing our business. You talked about financial inclusion. There's been acceleration in financial inclusion, right? If I recall last year's Elfina report, formal financial inclusion moved from about 54% or 56% to like 64% between 2020 and 2020. So that's very huge growth. It's digital, basically, that is responsible for this acceleration. And so it's very important that insurance keys fully into this. And that's what we are doing. That's why it's very important for us, because we need to change the narrative, we need to increase the coverage Earlier on, Samuel, you were talking about over 200 million Nigerians are still uncovered, right? How do we do it? Not only are we doing our direct digital strategy, we also work with partners like KeepCover to basically spread it, because financial inclusion, empowering, protecting what matters is the core of our purpose. And health is the critical thing that is important. And so we work with partners, different partners. And so in terms of how we do it, we're very collaborative. As you can see, some of the testimonials you've seen is from us today as well. We're very collaborative. We're very open to partnerships. We have a team that is specialized to work with different partnerships. We're very agile in our deployment, and we customize. So, it's not a one size fits all. We're able to moderate and to adapt based on the needs of the different partnership. And it's a huge area for growth for us. We still hope to continue to partner, and we must close that gap because it's a real gap.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I think you can't underestimate the role of partnership in this journey. So, Habib, Pampe, I saw a quote on your LinkedIn. You start with the customer experience and work backward, technology. And I think that's very interesting because we always say technology is more of an enabler. So on your side, right? So I know Pampe is known for simplifying financial transactions for mass markets, really driving financial inclusion and offering those services. My question to you is, how are you integrating insurance into this ecosystem to boost accessibility, especially understanding that, again, not just about the bank accounts and the wallets. Sorry, I'm throwing shit.
Okay, before I answer your question, when I looked at your numbers at 1 million plus people that you've covered, it's interesting because Pampe contributes over 300,000 active users to that. And, so we are not small in any way.
I'm still clapping.
Keep your clapping. but let me address your question and say, what is our data telling us and what are we learning? When we decided to introduce new services into our offerings, we spoke to customers to understand exactly what type of products can we bring in. While we listened to them, it was also important to listen to what they were not saying. We had listed some things and insurance came out top amongst those. But then there were some other things that we needed to pay attention to. And when we dig deeper, what we found was similar to what Sam had shared earlier on, whereby trust and security was a big issue. And truly, people did prefer that an insurance company pays their health care bill rather than pay out of pocket. Along the lines of trust and security, Pampe is very well positioned today with over 30 million customers and processing over 100 billion naira in daily transactions. We've already cracked the aspect of trust. Nigerians already trust us with their funds. And that positions Pampe effectively to be able to be a key driver of insurance in the country. We launched about 5 months ago, and today we are at over 300,000 customers with active subscription. Our goal is to get to 5 million in the next 2 years. And when you paint these goals against the backdrop of insurance penetration in the country, it tells a story. I was thrown when Sam had said it was about 3%. What I'd always known was 0.5% insurance penetration in the country. But at 3%, that's when you look at, if you take 250 million people, for example, as Nigeria's population, and you take our goal of 5 million, right? Then you see we can easily add another 2-3% to the numbers and move that up to 6%. This tells you that digital channels like ours are very important in driving insurance adoption and uptake in the country. But driving adoption as well to then brings you to the point of accessibility. Accessibility is so important because 10 years ago, I remember I would go into the bank, get a DSTV bill, a biller, I'll fill that in, and then I'll call DSTV and call DSTV and call DSTV to unlock my subscription. But fintechs came into that space and we revolutionized how that happened. So today, I'm not sure when last you even managed or held cash, right? Fintechs are the art of driving that. And when you eliminate the physical touch points as much as possible in the insurance sales process, then you are going to see uptake. You're going to see more people picking up insurance because they can access it at the tip of their finger. But speaking about accessibility too, then you need to talk about affordability. Affordability is important because when we launched, one of the things we quickly learned, customers signed up for insurance. But when it came time to renew, customers didn't have sufficient funds in the account to renew. Okay. And this is insurance that is priced at 500, 1,000 naira. So then if you have insurance that is priced at 15, 20K and what's not and all of that, right, you would find it harder and harder, especially in the economic climate that we are in, for Nigerians to uptake that. So it's very important to go the route of micro-insurance and have them priced at sweet price points that can enable customers to pick that up. For example, today we generate about 5-6 million naira on every day on just one single plan. That's the plan price at 500 naira. That is the biggest driver from what we have seen on our end. Mm. So affordability is key if you want to drive up insurance uptake. Why do I feel like MCM Momo is here taking notes?
Well,
I feel like MCM Momo is here.
I don't envy you.
When is the show?
Okay, but just to bring that to a close, while this affordability is a driver, there are also barriers. The barrier of education and awareness is still real. Yeah. And it still holds us back as to how many people can actually embrace insurance.
Yeah.
From our own parts, the numbers that we have seen is largely been done without any outdoor advertisements or what's not.
Okay.
But what we have done is to constantly expose this service to our customers. So when you launch our app, when we're actively running that campaign, the very first thing you see is that you get access to healthcare. Mm. And this is important for us. We are excited about our partnership with CubeCover. As CubeCover expands its ecosystem to include other services like mental consultation, right? Ambulance services. So you don't necessarily need to fall sick before you can get value. PalmPay is positioning as the HMO for the informal sector. A lot of us today, HMO is embedded in our formal employment. What we want to do is to embed insurance into the life of Nigerians, taking care of not just their finance, but looking out for their health as well too.
Mm. Great. I think that's very, very interesting and good to hear. The average Nigerian is one illness away from falling back into poverty. I'll come back to Deji. I know that even as you're sitting here, you have been receiving bullets because of partnerships. And I think that has been something that you have been driving even from your other businesses. How important is the place of partnership, strategic partnership, especially driving insurance accessibility? How are you sort of approaching it?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I think, first of all, let me acknowledge PalmPay very much. Thank you very much. I'll shake you, I'll hug you.
I asked that question intentionally
because I've received so many bullets. But we are so glad for the partnerships we have with all our partners. PalmPay, especially, we learned a lot from the mobile app side, how to improve. Just a little bit more on the bullets. We sort of forget that today is the brand launch. And ideally, we're just supposed to be starting. But I'm so glad that we have so many of our partners asking us, come, why are you not here? Why are you not there? Why are you not here? Why are you not there? I think it's fantastic because it happens in innovation process. Today, we're integrated with all our partners and we can see that our partners want to do more. So it's testament of the faith that you have in us, more or less. But yes, partners are very important. You need partnership when you want to increase accessibility. Mobile networks can reach hundreds or millions of Nigerians. Mobile apps, like Habib said, are already reaching tens of millions of Nigerians, and they're already breaking certain barriers that make it easier for us to reach those customers. So those partners in terms of the distribution side are very important to us. We also have partners on the service side, partners that provide us doctors, partners that provide us emergency services, partners that provide us pharmacies, partners that provide us ambulances, partners that provide us devices, partners that provide us life insurance. So, like Elfrida said before, the tree is growing. And as time passes, today is the brand launch. Yes, we've done 1 year of the original tinkering, but we're looking at 1 million customers served. And I'm quite sure that with the partnerships we have on the distribution side and the partnerships we have on the service delivery side, we'll be able to make insurance accessible to people, but we'll also be able to make claims easily accessible to them as well and give everybody like stronger, better experience. I'm so happy that everyone is asking when are we all connecting. We are so happy that you have faith in us to do that. And immediately after this program, typically me and Sam were technologists. So microphones are not our work. We'll go back on our computers and really and do that expression. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So Aisha, for MTN, you provide critical infrastructure for the country, really. And really, like I mentioned at the beginning, making it sort of a right playground for financial services to be distributed, right? And my question to you would then be, I know you were using some eyes when Pampe was like, okay, what I was interpreting was, hey, there's opportunity. Yes. So how do you see telcos, shaping the future of insurance distribution? That's real financial.
Well, well done, Pampe.
Thank you very much.
Well done. We're coming for you.
Try as you want.
I checked quickly coverage, mobile phone penetration in Nigeria, currently at 90.7, about 210 mobile connection out of, I think last time I checked population was about 220. So in the next couple of years, mobile penetration will be 100+%, right? What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? You check your phone.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we, the MNOs, are bringing to the table for insurance. That's coverage. You can't beat it. It's mobile first. Everybody is developing for mobile now. And that's where we come in terms of coverage and penetration. Second thing, and I think is more important, is that telecommunications companies, GSM companies, MNOs in Nigeria, have to work with the mass segment. We know how this. I don't think there are any set of companies that know how to deal with mass market like telcos, because on our network we're approximately about 77 million customers, and only 20% of that is high value. The rest is mass market. We need to know how to meet them at their point of need. And insurance, the insurance industry hasn't quite learned how to target the mass market. And that's not pointing fingers or anything. It's just what it is. I think someone mentioned that HMOs, all of us in this hall, insurance companies are paying our health insurance. So it's not their fault, but telcos know how to work with the mass market. So that's very, very important. This mass market people, they're not wearing suit and tie like some people I know, and you have to be able to meet them at their point of need. Technology, we know how to do technology because we're a technology-based industry anyway. So whatever technology you have, we can probably find a way to work. So coverage, penetration, target segment, we know, and technology. Innovation is always happening in MTN, and I'm sure I speak for all the telcos. We're always looking for newer ways to do things. I'm sure I won't take the glory, Deji, but we keep saying, guys, you need to do more. You need to do more. We can't do what we've always done. You need to do more. So I want to say that, Cube Cover is part of that innovation process. Just go out and get more. We will show them to the rest of our partners. And who knows, maybe the next set of partners will crack pension or something like that. And that's what we bring as telcos to the table. So the customer awareness, customer knowledge, coverage and penetration, and then of course, innovation and technology. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Jumoke, so I know when she was speaking, she mentioned a point around being able to serve the mass market, right? And I'm wondering if you can speak a bit more about AXA's approach in terms of that mass market and how intentional AXA, for example, is in terms of serving the market. I know you also mentioned about the customers and what they want and what they need. Again, it's speaking to product, but it's not that HMO product of 100 and something thousand that's going to be on the PalmPay app, for example. Just like you said, even for a 500 naira product, some people didn't have balance, enough money in their account. So what's the approach from the product perspective?
Thank you very much, because the challenges are real, like you said. And as Abib said, some people don't have even 500. Some people don't even have 1,000 balance. Speaks to the level of how low you need to go. And it's a particularly challenging time because, when you look at medical inflation, it's at all-time highs. So, but how do we do it at AXA Mansa? I think the first thing that we do is that, and that's why we've gone the digital route. Because with digital, you are able to get scale. And with scale, you are able to drive down cost. Because it's the very principle of insurance is what is at play here. Little bits of money are put together and are used to service people that are in need. So it's not everyone who's going to be in need at the same time. So you make it micro so that, whenever there's a real need, people are able to access it. So scale is very important for us. We have partnered with people like CubeCover, PalmPay. These are our partners. We have the telcos. We've partnered with them. We have plans as low as 100 naira health coverage. That's how low we have come. So basically, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to, or there's very little reason why you shouldn't be able to afford the health cover, because we've gone really low to make it as micro as possible. Some of the challenges, of course, which is why we're working with partners, is the awareness, the information, the driving, basically awareness that these products exist and building the trust, which we have been doing progressively. All the numbers mentioned, they are our numbers. That our go are showing, and basically we are providing this healthcare services to millions at the micro level, right? So yes, that's basically how we go about it. We're very, very, like I said, we're very agile. We're open to new ideas. We're very innovative, but we're always open to new ideas and open to work with more people to drive it as low as possible. And, of course, again, we work with quality partners. So the fact that it is low does not mean that you are not covered. Within something like our 500 naira cover, you are able to get tele-consultation. You are able to get access to pharmacy care. You are able to get hospital or if you are admitted. So, that's quite a wide range that we're still able to provide at that level.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Yes, accessibility, but not compromising on quality. Please, let's give AXA Mansa a round of applause again. Last but not the least, Habib, from your own point of view, mobile platforms, mobile app, how do you envision these sort of platforms like PalmPay transforming the way insurance is adopted? So interesting numbers so far, but you're just scratching the surface. So how do you envisage PalmPay, other mobile apps, transforming the way insurance is adopted, is purchased? And I think a point that you mentioned as well, in terms of buying again, renewal. How do you see that platforms like yours are able to improve how people purchase, how people renew, how people even engage with insurance products?
All right. Thank you again, Damola. Thank you very much. MTN Momo will take notes again now. I need to pull out that pen. But really, how we intend to take this to the next level, if you look at the average or the typical insurance company, they usually have between, say, 2,000, 3,000, 7,000 agents, right, who work with them. PalmPay today has over 400,000 agents scattered across the country. And bringing them into that insurance sales channel sales process is something that we are actively looking at as a frontier to drive both online. We're already hacking that with our consumer app, but offline sales as well too. That's one channel we see driving that. If 400,000 agents sold one motor insurance only once, just in a year, that's 400,000 that sold. If they sell just five medical insurance products times 400,000, that's about 2 million insurance sold. Mm-hmm. So leveraging them to push insurance adoption and drive it at the last mile is something that we are passionate about and that we are considering actively. I ended the first question you asked me around the informal sector and PoundPay positioning for that informal market. But if you look at our agents as well too, they are closer to these informal markets than you would imagine.
Yeah.
So the organizer who is susceptible to roadside accidents, personal accident cover, mm-hmm. right, is something that works for him. Yeah. A lot of us today, we use devices. We all know the level of inflation in the country. Device insurance is something that works as well for all of us, right? Protects your screen when it gets broken. You can easily just get that replaced. These are products that we not only just think about them, but we are co-creating them with partners like KeepCover. So we look at the need of customers, their everyday need, right? And then design products that meet their needs, and then provide it to them at their fingertips. So driving insurance for us, how PoundPay transforms that really is bringing our agents into the sales process to get that offline market, more of that, looking at the lifestyle of our customers today, and then designing products that addresses the needs, the present needs that they have today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think this has been a very interesting conversation. Please let's give all our panelists a round of applause. I've learned a lot. Definitely, we can see a lot of the opportunities within the space, within insurance. So if you're not playing in insurance yet, you're missing out.